Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's get straight into something I know is on a lot of your minds, especially if you're an investing creator on YouTube.
Mm,
It's about building revenue, not just, consistent revenue, but actually growing it. It feels like a constant battle sometimes.
it really does. And those
Really?
CPMs, while they can look good on paper for finance content, well, they swing wildly.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen figures, what was it, like a 22% drop year over year for some mid-tier creators. That's significant.
Absolutely. And that's before you even factor in the algorithm changes, which always keep you on your toes.
Right. It feels like you're putting in all this effort, all this deep financial knowledge into your videos.
Immense effort. The
Yeah.
research, the analysis,
Yeah.
it's specialized work.
And then relying mostly on ads, maybe some sponsorships, it just feels precarious. Like you're building on shaky ground sometimes.
Yeah, precarious is a good word. And sure, people explore things like Patreon or, private communities.
Which are great options for many. But they can add friction, right? For you managing it and for the audience deciding whether to sign up.
Definitely. So that leads us to the big question we want to unpack today.
What if? What if you could directly monetize the insights, the actual tools, the frameworks you're already creating for your videos?
The stuff that's kind of behind the scenes.
Exactly. What if you could leverage that value in a new way beyond just ads and the usual sponsor deals?
And that's where this platform, 4IRGPT, comes into the picture. It's presenting a really potentially disruptive idea.
Disruptive in a good way, maybe? Like a way to genuinely reshape your monthly income.
That seems to be the promise. A way to take your knowledge, your analytical work, and offer it directly.
So our mission here is to really dig into the strategy behind this. What's the actual opportunity? Are there growth hacks?
Basically, how could using something like 4IRGPT help you scale your channel, especially now with AI and prompt engineering becoming so, well, central?
Yeah. We know you're looking for real, effective ways to grow both your reach and your bottom line. And this feels different, potentially transformative.
Okay, so to really get why this might be a big deal, we first need to understand just how big the investing content space on YouTube actually is.
Right. It's not some tiny niche, is it?
Not at all. Even just looking at curated lists gives you a sense of scale. Like FeedSpot early this year had, 80 top investment channels, another 100 for trading.
And those are just the curated ones, the highlights.
Exactly, the ones that have already gained significant traction.
Yeah.
If you look broader, like FinCon's mega list,
Oh, yeah, that thing is huge.
she's got hundreds of channels, personal finance, investing, and it keeps growing,
Yeah.
especially channels hitting that 10K subscriber mark.
So if you just search on YouTube itself for channels with investing in the description,
Yeah.
you're talking thousands, right? Easily over 10,000.
Easily. I saw some academic research from last year. They were analyzing like 80 big channels and thousands of videos, and they basically said they had to limit their scope because there was just too much content, too many creators.
Wow. So even researchers struggle to map the whole space.
Pretty much. The takeaway is it's a big pond, hundreds, probably low thousands of active investing channels and growing.
Which means more competition. For views, for sponsors.
Definitely. Standing out, getting attention, securing those budgets, it's getting tougher.
Okay, so against that backdrop, let's talk about prompts. This seems to be the core idea with 4IRGPT.
Right. Think about your videos. Behind almost every deep dive analysis, there's probably a spreadsheet, right? Or a model you built, a framework you used.
Oh, absolutely. Stuff you might show snippets of, but the audience doesn't get the interactive tool itself.
Exactly. So the idea here is taking those, let's call them hidden workbooks or mental frameworks,
Yeah.
and turning them into interactive AI prompts, things your audience can actually use.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's not just a static PDF download, it's interactive.
That's the key difference. And the advantages are pretty clear when you think about it. First, instant delivery. Someone sees value, they can access it right away.
No waiting, no complex setup.
Right. Second, global reach. Because these are AI-powered, the underlying models often handle translation automatically. So your insights can reach way beyond just English speakers.
That's a big one. And what else?
Longevity. A really good prompt, a solid analytical tool can stay relevant and generate value, potentially income, long after the YouTube algorithm stops pushing the original video.
Okay, so it's like building little digital assets from your research. Makes sense.
Evergreen assets, yeah. Which brings us back to 4IRGPT itself. They're calling it a YouTube of knowledge trading.
A marketplace, basically, for these prompts.
Sort of, yeah. A place where you can list individual prompts for sale or even bundle them into what they call prompt media channels.
Like a subscription for your specific tools.
Exactly. A subscription to your unique analytical insights and frameworks.
And you control the pricing.
Completely. You set the price for a la carte prompts. You set the monthly fee for your channel subscription. Your call.
Okay. What about, like, building trust? Can people try before they buy?
Yeah, they specifically mention you can offer your first prompt for free. Let people see the quality, experience the value, then decide if they want more.
Smart. And what about the AI side? Is it just one specific model?
No, they support multiple large language models. They mention OpenAI, Gemini, Claude. So you can potentially choose the one that works best for your particular prompt.
Flexibility is good. And getting paid. How does that work?
Options there too. You can get payouts in USDC, which is basically a stable coin pegged to the US dollar.
So like digital dollars.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can opt for their own 4IR tokens, which might have other benefits within their system, maybe potential upside if the platform grows.
And how does this connect back to YouTube? Do I have to send people off-site awkwardly?
No, it seems pretty smooth. You get a direct link to your prompt or your channel, and you just pop that right into your YouTube video description.
Okay, so it's integrated into the workflow you already have.
That seems to be the goal. Make it easy for viewers to go from watching your analysis to actually using your tool.
All right, let's talk brass tacks. The money. Because, that's kind of the point here for creators.
Absolutely. Let's run some hypothetical numbers. Say you've got a decent channel, 100,000 subscribers.
Okay, solid mid-size investing channel.
Now imagine you create a really useful premium prompt, maybe a stock screening tool or something, and you price it at, say, $7.
$7. Seems reasonable for a good tool.
If just, let's be conservative, 0.3% of your audience buys it, that's 300 sales.
Okay, 300 times $7, that's $2,100 from one prompt.
Exactly. Decent chunk of change up front. Now add the subscription idea, your prompt media channel. Let's say you charge $9 a month for ongoing access to your suite of tools.
$9 a month.
And maybe you convert, let's say, just under 0.1% of your subs into paying channel members. That's around 90 subscribers.
90 people paying $9 a month. What's that? $810.
$810 in monthly recurring revenue. MRR, predictable income.
So you've got the potential upfront cash from individual sales, plus this steady monthly income stream building up.
Right. And when you combine those, suddenly you're potentially looking at income that rivals or maybe even beats your AdSense revenue for some months.
Especially given the volatility we talked about earlier, this feels more direct, more controlled.
More diversified, definitely. Less reliant on just one or two traditional income streams.
Okay, it sounds good in theory, but
Yeah.
Is it a nightmare to set up? Creators are already stretched thin.
That's always the concern, isn't it? But from what they describe, the workflow seems designed to be, well, pretty easy.
How easy?
Like claiming your channel handle uses Google OAuth. So click a button, basically, if you're logged into Google.
Okay, familiar.
And this is cool. You can apparently import stuff you already have, like Notion pages or Google Sheets.
Wait, really? Like my existing spreadsheets?
Yeah, and the platform helps turn those into prompts automatically. Or semi-automatically. That could be a huge time saver.
Okay, that lowers the barrier to entry significantly. Reusing existing work. I like that.
Then publishing is just toggling between free or premium, and they have built-in sharing tools to push your prompt links out to social media X, WhatsApp, TikTok, LinkedIn, the usual suspects.
So they help you promote it too.
Yeah, seems like it. They even mention using DMs to connect with potential users. And there are collaboration features too, if you work with a team or want to let others manage your channel.
What about custom work? Can people hire you through this?
Yeah, there's an option for people to request custom prompts based on your expertise, and you can set your own fee for that kind of consultation.
Interesting. Okay, so it sounds flexible, but what about credibility? And does this mean I have to ditch my other income?
Good questions.
Yep.
First, no, this isn't meant to replace everything else. You keep your YouTube partner program status, your sponsorships, your affiliate deals. This is additive.
An extra layer on top.
Exactly. A way to leverage those deeper insights. And for credibility, they have a built-in disclaimer. Buyers see educational, not advice.
Ah, important for finance content, managing expectations.
Crucial. Plus, you can apparently bundle other materials with your prompts like PDFs or data files, or even offer private live sessions through the platform. So it's quite versatile.
Okay, let's make this really concrete. Can we imagine a sort of success story, even if it's hypothetical?
Sure. Let's invent a creator. Call her Market Maven. She has, say, 180,000 subscribers, focuses on deep market analysis.
Okay, decent following, specific niche.
She tries 4IRGPT, puts up maybe 2 useful but simpler market analysis prompts for free, gets people over to her channel, shows them the value.
Smart lead generation.
Then she creates a more advanced prompt, maybe a portfolio risk assessment tool, prices it at $9.
Okay. What
In the first, let's say, month and a half, 45 days, she sells 1,200 copies of that $9 prompt.
1,200 times $9. That's $10,800.
Yep, gross revenue, $10,800. Plus, during that time, 250 people subscribed to her full prompt channel at $12 a month.
$12. Okay, so 250 times 12, that's another $3,000 a month in MRR.
Exactly. So in that 45-day period, she's brought in nearly $11 K up front and established a $3 K monthly recurring base.
Now compare that to her potential ad revenue over 45 days. Maybe that was, what, $6,000 in this scenario?
Let's say. So her prompt income just doubled her traditional earnings for that period, maybe more.
Wow. Okay, that hypothetical paints a pretty compelling picture of the potential upside.
It really illustrates how monetizing that deep expertise directly can significantly shift the financial equation.
All right, so if you're listening and thinking, okay, I'm intrigued, what do I actually do? What are the first steps?
Clear call to action seems to be. Head over to 4IRGPT.com, claim your channel name.
Get your handle before someone else does.
Right. And then upload one key prompt, maybe based on your most popular analysis or tool, and consider their suggestion. Set the price to $0 for the first month.
Really wow your audience, get them hooked.
Exactly. Build that initial momentum and trust.
And wasn't there some kind of bonus for early adopters?
Yes. For the first 100 investing YouTube creators who sign up in May 2025, so acting fast might be key, they're offering 10 free 4IR credits.
Which helps you get started using the platform's AI features, presumably.
That seems to be the idea. Little nudge to get going. Again, details at 4IRGPT.com.
Okay, people might be thinking, what kind of prompts would even work for my investing channel? Can we brainstorm some ideas?
Definitely. Like, imagine a GPT-powered discounted cash flow model, maybe for a popular stock like NVIDIA, but make it interactive, with sliders for growth rates, discount rates.
Ooh, people love tweaking assumptions. That's a good one. What else?
How about a macro scenario builder? Let users toggle between, say, a recession forecast versus a soft landing and see how it might impact different asset classes based on your model.
Yeah, that's super relevant right now. Very useful.
Or for dividend investors, a tracker or screener. Customizable alerts based on yield, safety scores, payout ratios.
People are always looking for good dividend tools. That would be popular.
If you cover options, maybe a covered call cash flow calculator. Or one for cash-secured puts. Let them plug in strike prices, expirations,
Practical tools for specific strategies. Good niche appeal.
and maybe something for beginners, like a build your first $K portfolio prompt that uses AI to suggest diversification based on their risk tolerance.
Yeah, capture that beginner audience early. Lots of potential there.
So just a few ideas to get the wheels turning. The key is thinking about what unique analytical value you already provide.
Okay, wrapping things up a bit. Why 4IRGPT specifically? What makes it stand out compared to, say, just relying on ads or Patreon?
Well, a few key things seem to stand out. First, that higher revenue potential. They say creators keep up to 70%. That's a potentially much higher RPM than ads for engaged users.
Right, you keep a bigger slice of the pie.
Second, those 10 free credits for early birds remove some initial risk. Third, it's about deeper engagement, giving your audience tangible tools, not just content.
More value, more connection.
Fourth, you own the pricing, you own the data. More control than relying on platform algorithms. Fifth, that instant global reach via translation is pretty unique.
Don't underestimate the global audience.
Sixth, potential upside from holding the 4IR tokens, if you choose that payout. Seventh, potential SEO benefits. Your prompts are discoverable too.
So it helps visibility maybe on Google as well as YouTube?
Potentially. And finally, if you do want to use more AI power, you can buy more credits, pay as you go. It's flexible.
Okay, it sounds like a compelling package, especially for creators who already do a lot of background analysis.
That's really the core message, I think. It's about empowering you, the investing creator, to take that expertise, that analysis you're already doing,
Yeah.
and turn it into a direct, scalable, and potentially much more lucrative revenue stream, building
Okay.
something more sustainable.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Maybe your next big jump in income won't come from chasing more views on YouTube. Maybe it'll come from unlocking the value that's already sitting there inside the insights and tools you create every single day.
Definitely something to think about. So we'd encourage you, if it sounds interesting, go check out 4IRGPT.com. See it for yourself.
Explore the platform, see if it fits your style, and maybe grab one of those early adopter spots.
The way creators make money is always evolving. This looks like a genuinely interesting new direction.